We're going to talk a little bit today about bunting, because this new roster that we have here with the Orioles, with VR and Mullins and a few other guys on this team that can actually bunt for base hits and sacrifice, we're going to see a lot of that. But a lot has to go into it ahead of time. Your practice, the way that you go about bunting sometimes really means a lot to a team that is playing more of the one-run kind of game. Now, when you're bunting, let's just say that we're bunting for a sacrifice to get somebody from first base to second base, or people on first and second to second and third. You have to first practice this before you can take it into a ball game. Creating angles is really what it's all about. When a batter turns around to square to bunt for a sacrifice, he has to keep in mind, the right-hander has to keep in mind the first base line. That'll tell you exactly what's going to happen to a ball coming off the face of this bat down the third base line. See that parallel line, which is the fair and foul line? If you create this angle and don't move the bat, just let the pitcher throw the ball to here. Wherever you move this bat, you can't change your angle. You have to keep it right here. If the ball hit the middle of this bat, it's going straight down the third base line. We don't exactly want a sacrifice bunt to go down the third base line. We want to create a little bit of margin of error by just changing just a few degrees, let's say 10 degrees, on the handle of the bat and hold our bat. The whole secret to bunting that sacrifice is not to move the head of the bat to hit the ball to where you think you're going to do, because the minute you bring it back and you hit it in that motion right there, 90% of the time it's going straight back to the pitcher where he can make a play. If you maintain this angle, this 10%, that 90% of that first base line, as soon as the ball hits the bat, it's going inside the third base line in fair territory where you can be successful at getting runners over. It's the same thing for the left-handed hitter. As you move over to this side, he has the angle too now of third base, where if he wants to bunt it down to the first base line, you give that little 10%, you let the ball hit the bat. Keep your fingers out of there by putting them on the label or near and around the label, because you're just going to use this part of the bat to get the ball in fair territory. As soon as it hits there, it's going to go just inside the line. By practicing that, you'll gain the confidence that it takes to hold that bat into place the entire delivery of the pitch to home plate. Fastball, curveball, you can go high and low, but you cannot change your angles.